Hey there, I'm Jeff Elkins, and this is the Dialogue Doctor Podcast. Today on the podcast, I'm joined by writer, editor, former bookstore owner, Tom Holbrook for a Time with Tom. Hello. Can you tell that I don't know what to say and I'm stalling for a couple seconds? Wait, I know what to say. If you haven't joined the community, why not? The community is amazing. It's at patreon.com/Jeff Elkins. We have Tuesday writing prompts that are meant to teach you something about writing dialogue. We have Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, sometimes Friday, excerpts from Master Works where I teach you something about writing dialogue or make an observation about how the masters do it. We have Monday and Friday accountability. We have twice a month community Zoom calls where we all get on and we do something like study the movie The Big Lebowski, or we have an office hour where you can ask questions about publishing and stuff like that. And the community, and I'll try to help you sort out where you want to go. It's an amazing community. Patreon.com/Jeff Elkins. Come and join us. You can join for free and get some of this stuff, but if you join at the $5 level, you get more. $5 a month. Come and be a part of it. Or you can join the support team. I tell you what, most members of the community are in the support team. It's $20 a month. The support team meets every week. We don't do this like twice a month thing. We meet every week, and we're there to support each other. For example, the day after this episode comes out, we're doing a hot seat. A member of the support team is bringing some questions about what she should do with her old books, and that she doesn't really like how they came out. And she's asking what she should do about publishing next. And she's asking all kinds of amazing questions on the hot seat, and the community is going to talk about it, come together around it and discuss it. And you should be a part of that. It'll be fun. Come and join us. Patreon.com/Jeff Elkins. You can join for free or as little as $5 a month, or if you want to go all in, $20 a month. Come and be a part of it. One thing you get if you join the community is a 10% discount on all events. And we have an event coming up, I tell you. We are going to have our first, our first large in-person conference in Baltimore, August 22nd and 23rd. August 22nd is a full day. It's from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We'll be at the Creative Alliance in downtown Baltimore. I hope still have one more thing to do to seal that deal up, but it seems good. It seems like that's where we're going to be. It's an amazing theater and museum. It's going to be incredible. We're bringing in all kinds of great speakers. I'll be speaking. Laura Hum, our amazing editor, will be speaking. JP Reinflesh, crushing it with his Cozy Queer Fantasy, will be speaking. Leslie Penelope is going to come and speak on world building. She's an incredible sci-fi author. And we've got some more speakers that I'm lining up now. The whole day is going to be focused on craft. We're talking about the craft of fiction. We're calling it the Fiction Makers Conference. So come and join us on the 22nd. On the 23rd, for those that want to stick around, we're doing a bonus day where we're going to do a cast building workshop. It's going to be the 3 Dialogue Doctor coaches, and our character voice encyclopedia should be out by then. We're going to use it to build a cast together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's the 22nd and the 23rd. Tickets will go on sale hopefully at the end of this week. Hopefully. Please, God. Hopefully. That prayer is about chastising me. I am the reason tickets are not on sale yet. It is me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Does that really rate me as old when I quote an old Taylor Swift song in a meme format that's way out of date? Probably does. Anyway, put those dates in your calendar and plan to be in Baltimore on those days, August 22nd and 23rd. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited about getting everybody. We have 150 seats. That's what we got. 150 seats only. It should be really great. Okay, that is all the announcements. No personal note this week. There's not a lot going on. My son's still playing basketball. He's having a great time. I did a ton of the last 2.5 weeks. Okay, there is a personal note. I lied. The last 2.5 weeks, I was doing a video shoot for my day job, and so that's like when I do a video shoot for the day job, it really does just wipe me out because it's a lot of travel and it's a lot of like sitting and doing very detailed work. So this week, I'm very excited to be like back to my normal crazy self. It feels good, like to be kind of back to normal a little bit. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. I'm kind of coming out of the fog of a video shoot and now back into real life. So that's enough. That's enough of this, right? Let's get into the fantastic conversation with Tom Holbrook. Time with Tom.
All right, I'm with Tom. Time with Tom.
Okay,
Um,
so what's broken is AI slop everywhere. That's
oh
my
my
broken
gosh.
thing. We just
Oh my
I just
gosh.
I just opened Zoom Marketplace, and it has the entire right side is the AI companion making suggestions for what I want to do with Zoom. And across the top it says, "Pro tip, you could use a bigger room. Purchase a large meeting add-on and make sure no one gets left out by increasing your
Oh
meeting
my
participants
gosh.
with scalable plans from 500 to 5,000." There's
Oh.
two of us, dude. It's artificial intelligence. You can't tell how many people are in the Zoom.
That's hysterical.
It,
Yeah, I'm really mad about Google trying to write my emails for me.
oh my God, I've shut it off
Don't
like
write my
five
emails for
times.
me. Don't
I
do
keep
that.
shutting it off. It keeps
Yeah,
coming back on.
yeah, yeah. No, I
I
like actually
I'm going
like
to
writing my
erase.
emails. Yeah.
I have to erase its suggestion, and then it's just everything to do with AI is costing me more time right now and not
Uh,
less.
Okay, let's just
It's
get
it's
into
it's doing one good thing, and that is
yeah,
helping me with a Facebook ad that is actually working.
nice. Let's just get into trouble. What
Yeah.
did you read the New York Times article last week
No, which one? There's so many.
about AI romance?
Oh yes.
About the romance authors saying they've gone from 12 to 13 books a year to 200 books a year,
Yeah.
and how they are seeing themselves more as AI writing directors than actual writers, and that and they're discovering really interesting problems like the phrase a ragged prayer. Claude keeps using the phrase a ragged prayer across all AI books that it writes. She whispered his name like a ragged prayer. She moaned like a ragged
Yeah.
prayer. Yeah.
I I have wow. I'm using I'm editing a book right now, and the tone is really different from the last time I edited this guy's book, and it's much better, but it's got some real AI tells, and it'll be
Uh,
interesting to talk with him because it's sort of the next step of editing is like, would you like me to remove your AI tells?
yeah. Well, I just finished a book in January, and the guy was like, I wrote this complete with AI. It was nonfiction. He's like, I dictated this to AI, and I like just rambled, and then AI made a book out of it.
Yeah.
And he was like, please make this not sound like AI.
I think that's fair. I think
Yeah.
that's no different than using Word with all of its suggestions and whatever. And I have to tell you, Pro Writing Aid has been, uh, they don't sponsor this show, but they've been terrible lately. So
Really?
sorry. I like Pro Writing Aid, but like their suggestions. So like,
Mm.
this is passive voice. Would you like a suggestion? I'm like, yes. And it is the most tortured sentence that I would never ever use. And
Oh,
I
that's
just,
hysterical.
I don't know. And it's AI. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole romance thing, that's different. But it was interesting. I have been using chat a lot to, work through these different like Facebook stuff and other stuff, and I can really recognize the way it talks. And I
Yeah.
can see it in people's, I wasn't running this guy's thing through a AI detector. But it was, just the like the setup and then the answer and then but it's not but you know what I mean, and then the next sentence, the striking sentence, it does the same thing over and over again, the same sort of structure to its
Yeah.
to its phrasing. So yeah, that's a new part of editing, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
It's very fascinating. And I don't
And
I
I
like
don't
I'm
think
not
that's bad, pumping out 200 books. I don't know who that. I would love to know, and we would need Amazon for this, but they hate to give out this
they're not
information.
gonna tell you
I
anything.
want, do you know what I was going to ask for?
Uh,
Completion rate.
yeah. Who's actually
I,
reading through?
I mean, are they making KU money on the first 30 pages of 200 books where
Yeah, they
people are
didn't
like,
talk about that
eh.
in the article. They just talked about, yeah, it's an interesting thing. Like, I don't know. The article talks about how the writers using it right now don't disclose it and keep it private because they're nervous about audience negative reaction to using AI. But they were all very certain that that will change and that will turn. And I was reading it, I was like, well, most of the whale readers I know are also writers or aspiring writers. So I don't know, because if you're writing for KU, you're writing for the whale. You're writing for the reader that reads, 100 books a year. And I don't know if it'll turn. It's an interesting, I mean, I'm not judging anybody or faulting anybody. If you want to write with AI, great, go for it. But
Here's the other thing though, is that what they're doing is one step in a evolution that will obsolete them, right?
it is. Yeah, it's a race to the bottom.
Because the next step is just the AI doing it all itself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Amazon, that can just be on Amazon. Let's segue while we're talking about AI.
Well, wait, I have another hobby horse to
Yes.
complain about that, because a lot of people I read that do use AI to write, and I follow them because I'm very fascinated by what they're doing. They've started using the phrase AI likes to do this. And they're like, AI likes to make its own outlines. AI likes to, like, Claude likes to make its own outlines. Claude likes to, and I just, it drives me crazy because it reminds me of, like, my grandfather used to call his car her. He used to talk about, like, man, she is really struggling this morning, or she
Yeah.
doesn't like the cold, and I was always like, it's a car. It's not, it doesn't have emotional responses. And Claude is the same. It is a thing. It is not, it's what drove me so crazy about the word hallucinate. I was like, no, it's not hallucinating. It's a
Right.
buggy program. It's not hallucinating. But it's like this great marketing term of, like, let's personify this thing and say it's hallucinating, or let's say
All
it has likes and preferences. It doesn't have
all
preferences.
all through this thing with Facebook, which is it's probably the longest single trail I've had with ChatGPT
Yeah.
without it going crazy. And the problem now is it's starting to gum up because it's had so many files and stuff in it.
Yeah.
And it's like all you have to do is start a new prompt
chat.
with these
Yeah.
words. It's like, no, that doesn't
Yeah.
work at all. That
Yeah.
doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. But I've started saying, like, please give me your thoughts on this idea without telling me what a great idea it is.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Because anybody can fall susceptible to, now you're thinking like a publisher and not an author.
Yeah.
Now you're thinking like a strategist, and
Yeah.
even then it'll be like, that's very wise of you. And it's like,
Yeah.
just shut up, man.
Great idea. Way to think outside of the box.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, look, man, I train people in motivational interviewing. I understand exactly what you've been trained to do. Please stop doing that.
Because it'll make me make a mistake, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'll do something that it'd be like, well, it's not going to be like, whoa, don't do that. It's
Yeah.
going to be like, hey, that's a fascinating twist.
Well, it's interesting.
So-
Like, before these LLMs got public, I was actually working with a crew in California for my day job to write a chat bot that was surveying people in an international country about their exposure to HIV. And I was brought on as the conversational expert to, like, help make because people were starting the survey and not finishing it. And the first thing I said was, like, if you want people to finish it, have this thing be nice. It needs to say thank you. It needs to say, wow, we appreciate that honest, like, that's a really honest response you just gave. Even if it's like a yes, no. I was like, you just start using motivational interview and you just get really nice and you affirm the person you're talking to all the time and you normalize things that they say. Like, a lot of people say that, right? Like, and it's meaningless things that you add in to keep the person talking.
Yeah.
We train it in like, that's when I'm training interrogation. We train, like, law enforcement to do the same thing. Like, and I tell my kids all the time, like, if you ever sit out across from a cop and they're like, man, I really appreciate you talking to me today, do not speak to that police officer.
Yeah.
Like, do not talk to them. Like, they are not your friend. Like,
I should ask my wife if she does that, because she's in a trial this week, and it's like insane. I haven't seen her all week, and it's school vacation, so it's
Yeah.
like full-time dad.
Oh,
Today we went snow tubing up at Gunstock Mountain,
hey,
which was fun.
nice.
Yeah,
That's
but it's like
awesome.
not work done, no work done,
Yeah, but that's
zero work
okay,
done.
man. I mean,
Yesterday I made a birthday cake from scratch.
that's
Uh,
awesome.
but she's in the middle of this and she's like, my cross questions are 60 pages. I was like, oh my
Oh
God.
man,
She's like, yeah, it started just before lunch today and we're not done.
that's intense. That's
She's,
intense.
and then she said some of her colleagues have come to watch and she has made them to promise that if she's just like jumped the shark, that one of them will get up and leave as a signal to like
So, like,
wrap it up,
rein it in. Yeah,
which is great.
that's really funny.
She's like, if I
Yeah,
turn around and one of them's gone, I know I've beat the dead horse too
that's
far.
funny. Yeah, we train
Uh,
interrogators to because they are in charge of the conversation. So we train them to go like, hey, why don't we take a break? If one of
yeah,
them's like gone too far, it's like,
yeah.
hey, let's take a break. Well, you look
It
like
makes
Bill.
me think of all of those detective
All of them,
shows, right?
man. Yeah.
Although a lot, she gets a lot of her best responses, honestly, when people are scared of her. So
Oh
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, power
Uh,
and balance.
see,
Mhm.
um, I was joking. I was like, she's like the Lego Batman. I only work with black and very dark gray because she's always wearing a like a black suit and a gray shirt.
That's
Uh,
great.
what I was going to jump to, so we have a list of questions that we usually deal with, and
That we usually ignore and just
our long-term dedicated listeners will know what those are, but we've already answered half of them. But I was thinking of stories that are broken, and I had this funny experience. I don't know if you've seen it. I was off. I'm not on Facebook very much, but I'm trying to just trying to be on there once a day for my author name and just like a bunch of things.
yeah, yeah.
But there's this new thing on Facebook that are um, micro segmented movies.
Oh,
So they're like 2 minutes long, and I can't remember it's called like ID something or whatever. And
oh,
it's 2 minutes long. It's like high drama, and at a certain point you have to pay to keep going, which is like it's kind of like
fascinating.
all those video games that used to be like buy the extra pack of 10,000 experience points or all those like multiplayer war games. Um, and it's going to devolve very quickly into porn because
That is not where I thought you were
yes,
going with this
no,
conversation.
you watch one. I wish I had flagged one to
Oh,
to
that's
show you,
hysterical.
but they are like billionaire romance, right?
Oh, yeah,
Like so because they the target audience is people who read you know
yeah,
romance or thriller, right? But it's a lot of that sort of like mafia family
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
billionaire romance, and they get into the elevator together, and he turns to her, and it's like, "Oh, do you want to keep going?" You
Oh,
know, uh,
yeah.
and
Go to
they're
the
like,
OnlyFans.
and they'll do a little like, just like these. It's just like playing, the farm games or whatever on your phone where it's like you can watch an ad to get a little bit more, but if you really want more, you got to buy,
Yeah.
you know. Um, I don't think it's good for storytelling. Got to tell you, I don't. I
No.
think it's broken before it even starts.
Yeah.
Um, but they look like telenovelas. They have
Interesting.
that sort of high emotion, like you
Yeah.
jump right in, and it catches your eye. It's like, what are these people freaked out about?
Yeah. Every
Uh,
scene is one take. We're doing one
yeah,
take. Go as big as you can.
um, yeah. So, but there's production value in it. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
look like it was done on somebody's, iPhone. So,
Yeah.
and it does, and at the moment, it doesn't look like the people are AI, but they could be, and I don't know it, or that'll be coming next too. But like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I've become really, really enamored of people who are doing dumb old school Facebook stuff. Like it just stands out now. There's this,
Like
this great
what? Like,
one.
give me an
Oh,
example.
there's one going around that a bunch of librarians are doing. I've seen 4 different librarians do it, and these are like the one I just watched was like a 65-year-old woman, which is great. She's behind the desk and she says to the person, "These are due in 3 weeks, but if you can flip this cup up in the air and have it land upright, you can keep these books forever." and the person flips the cup and she just whacks it out of the sky with her hand, and she's like, and then she's like, 3 weeks.
That's hysterical.
I
Yeah,
mean, like,
that
her
is old school.
are
They're
great,
like
but
old school skits that you're doing like your friends.
yeah, two old guys doing like an AC/DC cover, except one of them's playing the guitar and has a pot on his head, and the other guy has a wooden spoon. These guys are like 70 years old, and it's like
Nice.
da-na-na, clang, da-na-na, clang, da-na-na, clang, da-na-na-na-na.
That's
It's like,
hysterical.
that's what it was originally
Yeah,
also
that's
about.
what it was. It was just people doing
Hey,
stupid
my
things.
friend made this
Yeah.
thing. My friend did this stupid thing. That and pets. So
Yeah,
we still
and
have
food. There's a
still
lot
have
of
pets.
food.
Yeah, although the food really has been taken over by the sort of fit, ultra fit, like
Yeah, or like the special chef, or like the
yeah.
yeah.
Most of what I
Or
see
the
is either
ASMR food where they're like
yeah.
opening something. Yeah, which I can't
Uh,
stop watching. I'm just gonna say I watch like 5 of those people. I'm just like I would just sit and watch them open food. It's the worst. Yeah.
but yeah, I don't think I just brought that up because I don't think I've ever seen something that I'm like, this is broken before it even starts.
I have a friend who's a screenplay writer who just moved to Maryland from LA, and he was really big in the LA screenplay writing scene. And he said his thing is, well, he's very angry about LA. He's like, LA is dead, Hollywood is dead. But his big hobby horse is all video will go to short form video, that like movies and series. And I keep telling him, I was like, Netflix begs to differ. But he's like, no, it's all going to be Instagram. Everybody's going to be making Instagram. That's all they're going to make. And he is very bitter and jaded, but that's his like.
I would agree with him, except one of the things we saw in the last presidential cycle were these like 3-hour podcasts
Yeah.
where people are tuning in and listening to people for long blocks of
Yeah, people like an
time.
emotional journey, man. They like to go
So
on an emotional journey, and they will sit and listen to Rogan for 3.5
yeah,
hours a day because he
yeah. So
takes
I'm
them
not
on a.
sure. I'm not sure he's right. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure he's right, but I do think. Yeah, I've just been thinking about this a lot because I'm working with I'm coaching a guy who's writing a speech about. Um, well, it was originally about AI, but it's shifted a bit to about kind of like if we want to stay away from technology, we need to embrace technology, which sounds crazy, but like we need to basically have our own personal chat bots that we own, not that Chat owns or Anthropic owns
Yeah.
that. And I really fell in love with this idea because last week I spent 2 hours arguing about some concert tickets I bought because I
Mm.
got scammed, which is like I'm so media savvy and I still fell for it because I Googled the venue and the band and it took me to a site that I thought was the band's ticket platform and it was
Yeah.
not.
I've been there
And
before.
anyway, I argued for 2 hours with chatbots.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like the idea is like that was 2 hours that I was not spending with my family.
Yeah.
Although they were concert tickets for my kids. So, I was doing my
Yeah.
dad duty, but
So if you
and
had
it's
the Tom bot could go and do that for
yes.
you.
And
Yeah.
these things would, escalate quickly electronically and be finished in like 30 seconds and you'd have an answer one way or the other.
Yeah,
So
my
that would
wife
be
had we had a delivery person come to our door and write. They didn't like that they couldn't see our address number, so they took out a Sharpie and wrote the number 27 on our door. And my wife was pissed. And so she sent in a complaint. And over the last 48 hours, she's been in a death spiral with these chatbots
yeah.
trying to fix her problem, but also completely unable to fix her problem. And they just keep calling and reaching out and emailing. She's
Yeah,
like,
so that
yeah.
right. So the whole idea, and it reminded me of The Social Dilemma, the documentary that everybody should watch. And there's a new documentary coming out in March on AI called
really?
AI Doc. Not made by the same people, but it's the same idea. They're interviewing all the CEOs of the
Oh,
AI
interesting.
companies and about how we're all, they're all like, yeah, there's a 5% chance this could destroy the world, but if we don't do it, China's going to do it, so we might as well do it first. It's It's crazy. But this guy Tristan, who's in the Social Dilemma and is also in this new one, and he used to work for Google and he's become this big advocate. But in the Social Dilemma, there's this great scene where he's talks about how they're making it about the big corporations are trying to make it about personal responsibility, which is the same thing that like Nestle did about bottled water. Like we encourage recycling when the real answer is don't make them with plastic. Don't use plastic
Yeah,
bottles,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But they're pushing it on you. And it's like if you've got a problem with screen time, don't use your phone as much.
yeah,
And he's like, that's great, except on one side of the screen is you, and on the other side of the screen is 200 of the best social psychologists ever in the world.
yeah,
Who's going to win?
yeah.
You're not, you know. And so the whole idea is when we try to engage online these days, we're basically bringing a knife to not even a
Yeah.
gunfight. We're bringing a knife to a nuclear war. So
Yeah, yeah.
we need to send our own bots out to do the work for us so that we can not be online, which is kind of
That's
a great idea.
fascinating.
We'll see.
I love it.
We'll
I
see
love
what comes
it.
out. Because yeah, the more it just takes up your the bureaucracy is crazy, and it's the one thing that computers were supposed to fix, but it's purposeful.
Yeah.
They're weaponizing it to just spin you around and around through phone trees and chat things, and
Yeah. I was just
it's terrible.
recently plowing through Star Trek Discovery, and there's just something beautiful about a universe without capitalism,
Yeah,
which is what Star Trek is, right? Like Star Trek is a universe without capitalism. And there's just because everybody's needs are taken care of and everybody has everything they need. And so nobody's competing for resources is the idea. And it's you watch it and you're like, this is so nice. Yeah, anyway.
good
Oh.
stories I've consumed lately. I just listened to only the first chapter of Project Hail Mary, and I was like, this is
Oh,
phenomenal
that's an amazing book.
because the movie's coming.
Yeah, the book's
But
incredible.
the audio, it's perfect for audio because it's this first person sort of,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
at the beginning he's discovering like where am I, what's going on,
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
nobody writes a
the
character.
voice is great.
Yeah, nobody writes a character alone like Andy Weir.
Yeah.
He's the master of how do I keep it super interactive when my character's by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Yeah.
And he's like doing complex physics problems and you don't care because it's
No, so
totally
entertaining.
fascinating.
Yeah, because the voice is so great. Yeah, and then when he meets Rocky, it's amazing. It's just an incredible.
Don't tell me anything. I haven't seen it. And I read the first Dungeon Crawler Carl because it's just like insanely huge and it's fun. I don't know if
I
you've
haven't read
it,
I
but
haven't read any of those.
I don't
I've
think
heard
I
about
want
them.
I don't think I want to read 8.
Yeah,
But
there's a lot of them.
it was described to me as Dungeons and Dragons crossed with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And what I didn't realize was I thought it just meant the goofy humor of Hitchhikers, but there's like other similarities. Like basically, an alien race is using planets for these like Hunger Games type competitions, and they told the planet about it, 1,000 years ago, but nobody.
Yeah, but nobody remembers. Yeah,
Yeah. So it's
That's right.
exactly like the beginning of Hitchhikers.
Yeah.
And basically each level collapses after a certain number of days. So Carl, who's just this hapless guy, has to make his way down.
That's fantastic.
But
Yeah.
book 1 ends on level 4 out of 18. So
Nice.
it's got a long way to go.
That's right.
But it was really well done. It was entertaining. It was, it was kind of like reading Ready Player One, where you're like, I am the exact demographic for this book.
Yeah.
And that makes me think a lot about multiculturalism. And boy, I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but somebody was on Robert Olin Butler, who's a author I love, who was not popular. He won the Pulitzer in the 80s.
Okay.
But a big short story writer. He wrote a collection I loved that you would love called Tabloid Dreams, because each one is a different voice. But oh yeah, definitely write it down, because what he did was his starting point and title for each story is a tabloid headline. So
ooh, nice.
the most famous one, the one that's often taught in college, is called Jealous Husband Returns in the Form of Parrot. And each one starts out stupid and it's
Oh, that's amazing.
incredibly awesome and poignant. In that one, he's forced to watch as his wife moves on, and
Oh
he's there in the cage.
no!
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
But point of this story is he was on Facebook saying that he was between agents and he went to this agent thing where I think he was a speaker and he queried his new book and like nobody wanted it. And the comments were instantly like, nobody wants white men anymore. We're being, it's reverse discrimination and they might be right, but like we deserve it.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's somebody else's turn.
Yeah.
And
I
it
actually
makes
if that's true, I actually don't have a problem with
it. What's that?
If that's true, I actually don't have a problem with it. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, that's my point too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's true, but if it is, it's true. I don't have a
Yeah.
problem with it. We have it coming.
Mhm.
But it does make me think about, I didn't think about it in the 90s that like everything was written for me. And what it would be like to be in a demographic where nothing was written for you.
Yeah, I remember when I wrote my first book, I wanted a lead black character. This was in 2014, and I told my cover artist, I want my
Yeah.
lead character's black. She's like, you have to put the character on the cover. I was like, well, my lead character's black, a black male in his 30s, and she told me, she's like, we won't find any art with that. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was kind of right. It was really hard
Yeah.
to find, but that was just 10 years ago. Like it was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's and at the bookstore, I used to be frustrated sometimes I just to take race out of it, I had a customer who was Irish. And you know what they like to read? Irish authors. Only Irish authors.
Yeah.
Only Irish authors. Every special order. Which Irish author are we looking for today? And but I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
If you're not seeing them anywhere, then sure. So that said, now there's a lot more choice out there. And just every once in a while, a book drops in my lap, and I was like, that is so fit to you that you don't think anyone else is going to like it.
Yeah.
And then it becomes huge.
Yeah.
But you read it, you're like, this is very specific to me.
Yeah.
And I felt a little bit that way with Dungeon Crawler Carl because I was a D&D kid and just a lot of the.
I've been told to like Dungeon Crawler Carl, you needed to play Doom.
You played Dune?
Did you ever play Doom? DOOM?
Oh, Doom.
It was
No,
the
but I
original
get it.
first-person shooter. Where
Yeah.
that's
Oh
I was
yeah.
told
I mean,
that is Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Yeah,
That it's
Carl's-
just Doom come to life.
yeah, Carl's not quite as much a exact match for me because I didn't do all those games because I was just a little bit older, I think.
Yeah.
My heavy teen time was like Commodore 64, Atari. The games hadn't really gotten good yet until I was, in my out of college and with a job and didn't have video games. So didn't have a computer. I didn't have a personal computer after that Commodore 64 until I moved in with my wife who had a computer that had a 485K memory, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
This was a big deal back then. Yeah.
Big deal. We had the AOL disc,
Yep.
all those
Got in the
things.
mail. Yeah.
It makes me think of the comedian Nate Bargatze, who's like, I need to start by telling you all that I'm from the 1900s. Because it explains so much about me.
Oh man, I was watching last night. My 16-year-old is very into the Beast games that are being put on by
Yeah.
Mr. Beast on Amazon. And I was watching them last night, and I just had to keep telling myself over and over again, this is not for you. Like, this is not for me. My 16-year-old is very into it. And I was like, I hate this so much. I was like, but this is not for me. But yeah, just had to keep reminding myself.
It's the new professional sports though, right? Like I'm going to be the one, right? I'm going to be the one that makes $1 million because I deserve it, I guess.
Yeah, well,
But
they're all fighting for $5 million in the top 10. He's into the top 10 now. And the top 10 have been playing this game for a month. And I'm like, who has a month of their life to play this game? But they all came having studied these games and having and some of them are like, yeah, I practiced with my friends, like negotiating things, and they treat it like a sport. It's a weird thing. Yeah. Anyway, I was watching it with him last night. I
uh,
was like, this is strange.
have you read anything good lately?
Yeah, well, I'm reading Friedrich Bachmann because I like to emotionally punish myself. Um, yeah, I read My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. Have you read that one?
I haven't read that one.
Oh, it's amazing. It's one of his earlier
They're
ones.
they're all so good.
They're also good. I think it's 2013. Um, it was one of those I was looking at his catalog and I was like, I haven't read that one. It's about I think she's 11-year-old girl whose mom is having another baby and she's very angry about it. And her grandmother and her mother live together, but they don't get along. They hate each other. And so but her grandmother loves the little girl and has created this big fantasy world for the little girl. And the grandmother she's crazy. Like she's absolutely crazy. And so she does crazy things and they're always pulling these crazy pranks. That's all in the first chapter. And then at the end of the first chapter, the grandmother dies. And
Jeez.
she leaves the little girl. They live in this kind of like apartment building where all of these people share. It's a house, but they've broken it up into apartments. All these people live in the apartments. And the little girl doesn't know any of the people, but the grandmother has given her letters to take to everybody in there, and all the letters are apology notes.
Oh,
And so the little girl is discovering who her grandmother was
yeah.
as she delivers these letters. It's very sweet. It's very cute. And it's
So good.
very emotionally punishing. But what's funny about it, what I thought was hysterical was I've already read Britt Marie Was Here, which is
Mhm.
one of his not newer books. I think it's like 5 years old. Britt Marie's the villain in My
Oh, really?
Grandmother. Yeah, she's the bad guy.
Well,
She's
I can
the
see
like
that.
her and her husband Kent also
Yes.
live in this house and they hate everyone in the house. And Kent is trying to sell the house, even though he doesn't own it. He's trying to buy his apartment and sell it so everybody would have to move out. And Britt Marie is the like stickler. And then Britt Marie Was Here starts off with Kent having had an affair, and Britt Marie is
Yes.
leaving. That is all in the background of this book. And you can like see I'm reading the book, I'm like, oh crap, he's cheating on her. Because I've already read Britt Marie Was Here, but he like is supposed to be in another city, and then he like barges into this homeowners association meeting, and she's like, "Where were you?" And he's like, "Oh, my plane got back early," and I'm like, "He's a cheating bastard!" Like so, it's just it's really funny. But yeah, and it's one of those. It's that classic Bachman thing he does where he introduces you to a character. You think the character is one thing, and then as you get to know the character, you realize they have this past trauma and that they're actually something else completely different. And it's
Yes.
just
It's something that will make you feel bad for how you felt about them
a
before. Like
hundred
that's
percent,
what he likes to do
a
is
100%.
to
Yeah.
to mess with your expectations.
Yeah. And I think this is one of his first ones, and you can definitely see him working out his style in it, like his character style. And it's a big cast. I think there's 9 characters, all through the perspective of this little girl. Who thinks Harry Potter is the greatest literature ever written and is very angry when somebody doesn't have Harry Potter in their house, which is just like it's just a very funny. But yeah, and she's walking around with this dog that she believes is a werewolf because it's so big, but she hides it in the basement. Anyway, it's really funny. It's a great. I love it. It's a great book. But I
Yeah,
just read that.
there's something a little Roald Dahl about Bachman in the way that like just fantastical
Oh,
things
all the characters are
happen.
off the chart weird.
Yeah.
Like there's not the guy that lives upstairs isn't just a anxious shut-in. He's a giant man who's like he's described as like 6'5" and very overweight, wears a huge hoodie that he pulls over his head all the time, but disappears into shadows and silence. Like the girl's constantly losing track of him. Going, how does such a big man get away from me all the time? And it's just this like this is Roald Dahl
Yeah.
as chaos. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really great. Yeah,
That's great.
I'm
I
adoring it.
um the whole Stephen King thing, like you can't be a writer if you don't have you can't don't have, if you don't have time to read, you don't have time to write. But man, like I've been carving out an hour to 90 minutes every morning to write and edit on my stuff, which is great. But like I haven't been reading because then I'm
Yeah.
working or doing other kids thing. If it wasn't for all the snow and the snow blowing, I wouldn't be listening to
What was
Project
the
Hail Mary.
Yeah.
But I gotta have the earbuds in to
Yeah.
block
Yeah.
out the snowblower.
Yeah.
We got shellacked for the first
Yeah.
time in 5 or 6 years.
How much did you get?
Well, that big storm 2 or 3 weeks ago, we got about 15, 16 inches, and then this last blizzard, we only got like 10 inches. But in between there, somewhere we had another 4 inches. So yeah, it's normal for 6 or 7 years ago, but the last 3 or 4 years have been. We didn't even
Yeah.
buy our kids snow boots this year. We felt like such terrible parents.
It's
I'm like, you
hysterical.
can't go out in those shoes. And Bella's like, I don't have any boots. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have any boots? She's like, I don't have any boots. So the
That's
kids are
funny.
now wearing our boots around because they're big enough.
Yeah,
They've
we've had
they've
so
grown
many.
large enough. So
Yeah, we've had so many kids that we just have a set standard pair of boots for every size, and whatever
let's
size you are, you
let's
put
not
that
go
on.
down that road. Let's not go down that road as the fourth of four who
No,
rode a
dude, that's
girl
what I've
who
got.
rode a girl's bike, which I haven't written a story about yet, but it's in there somewhere. Who rode a girl's bike for 4 years.
My third son had to ride his sister's bike for a while.
See?
Yeah.
You
Look, man,
laugh.
when you're poor, you're poor. And
Am I
you got a bike.
laughing? I
You're
am not
thankful for
laughing.
your bike. I also read Dream State by Eric Punchner. Have you read that one?
No, like I've read hardly anything.
It's a
So
fascinating. It's new in 2025, and it's the dialogue's superb. It's really great. I'm
yeah, I
hunting.
have.
I'm slowly hunting him to speak at the conference in August, but
Oh,
I
cool.
can't.
Is he
He's a
from your area?
he's a professor at Hopkins,
Oh,
so
dude.
I'm hunting him down. But
Send your wife
his
after him.
agent hasn't written me back yet, so I'm giving her another week, and then I'm going past the agent directly to him. Uh, so we'll
Oh,
see.
speaking of Baltimore and Edgar Allan Poe, I know we're 5 years behind, but Bella and I finished season 1 of Wednesday, and it was so
Oh,
satisfying.
it's so good.
It closed so many boxes, both plot and
So good.
emotional.
Yep.
Like it
Yeah, yeah.
seems old to delve into it now, but
There
yeah,
is
it
there is
was
nothing
just
new. There is nothing old. There
I
is
know.
just now. Yeah.
But it was fascinating to watch the final episode and watch them do both emotional and plot
Hmm.
payoffs.
Yeah.
And there are some obvious and some not obvious,
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but like episode 1, her roommate Enid is like a werewolf that can't turn into a werewolf, and you're
Uh-huh.
like, we know what's happening in the finale,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
then there were two. There was one very obvious emotional payoff where Wednesday actually hugs her, and she hasn't hugged anyone in the entire
Hmm.
season. It's so weighted and so great. But I was saying to Bella, I was like, my favorite emotional point nobody even saw. I was like, there's so Enid turns into a wolf and she starts fighting the monster. And it's like, what does Wednesday do? And Bella's like, she runs away. I was like, no, she runs off to fight the weird pilgrim guy. Why?
Hmm.
And she's like, because she knows Enid has it. I was like, yes, she
Yeah.
knows Enid has it. And I was like, that's a huge,
Huge growth moment.
huge character moment.
Yeah.
And they just did it so smoothly.
So
and
effortlessly. Yeah.
there was some weird plot things like, why does the pilgrim have a magic scepter? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah. And I'd like to tell you they fix it in season 2. They do not. They do
No.
not fix that. Yeah. It
He's
is
going to get all
interesting.
those witches, except he himself seems to be a sorcerer.
Yeah. In season 2, they lean further into the emotional development and less into the plot. It was a fascinating turn.
Yeah.
I think you'll like it. I watched season 2. I was like, oh, this is all about emotional development and has nothing to do with the plot.
I was impressed with how far they walked Wednesday down the absolutely unlikable.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the viewer likes her, but the other characters all one by
They
one
all
get
dislike her.
super fed
Yeah.
up with her. And trying to think of what was the
She
other.
gives them little glimpses that keep
Yeah.
them all attached. She gives them little
And
like
she's, it's the way it's the latitude we afford to geniuses, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like the slack that we cut up to a certain point.
yeah.
Um, I just I just had a flash to another show and I can't remember what it was. I was like, "What's your play here, buddy? Do you want everybody to hate you? Because that's what you're getting." And I can't remember. It was just that same kind of character though, where they just pushed and pushed
Yeah,
and
just
pushed.
made it worse and worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Single-minded. And of course, we saw my with my other daughter. I saw Marty Supreme, which
My
have you
kids
seen
went
it?
to see that. No, I didn't see it. My kids went to see it.
He uses everybody, everybody,
Yeah.
and
They all came home. They're like, I don't know how I feel about this movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought it was really great. It was so kinetic. Like he is just, I mean, Chalamet is in every single scene, and he's just like vibrating. I mean,
Yeah.
it was impressive.
That's great.
I'd recommend it. It's great because he's only got sort of like he's only got like two confidants, and he screws them both over.
That's
And
funny.
one of them seems to forgive him, and the other one turns out that she's been sort of running her own scam the whole time, which was great.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
it's well edited, well acted. It's really well put together.
That's funny. I just watched all the movies by Lynn Ramsey. Have you ever watched any of hers?
I don't know. Tell me.
Ratcatcher. We need to
Oh
talk about Kevin. Die My
no.
Love. They are awful, and I don't recommend any of them.
Well, I remember the book. We need to talk about Kevin was a book.
They're all
Uh,
books first. Um, Morgan Collar. They are
oh
so
yeah, I've seen Morgan Caller.
yeah, they are beautifully filmed, very intense character studies, but talking about a writer who hates her viewers. She hates people that watches her movie.
Hmm.
There is no redemption. There is no happiness. There is no, all of her characters just punish you. They just, and even like Die My Love, which is starred Jennifer Lawrence, came out this year. And
Oh yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence is incredible. And that she may be the most charming person in history. Like literally, it's difficult to dislike her. And in Die My Love, I'm just like, I do not like you or watching you. I am angry at what she's carrying a baby around the whole time, and I'm so terrified that she's gonna hurt that baby.
Yeah. Well,
I'm so
a
terrified.
lot of people really did not like couldn't couldn't get past how unlikable Marty Supreme was.
Yeah, I can't. And
Uh,
I tell you what, I've been watching I'm watching through her movies. I watched through her movies because a podcast I listened to was doing her, um, and I like to watch the director and study them and like, read about them and see what they're doing, how they tell stories, all that kind of stuff. But man, it was tough, man. She's only got five. If she had six, I would have stopped. I wouldn't have watched the sixth one because there's one with Joaquin Phoenix called You Were Never Really Here. That's about a guy having suicidal ideations who's taking care of his dementia-ridden mother, who at night he's all scarred up from like some war that he was in, and at night he goes to brothels and beats men to death with a hammer.
I have seen part of that.
It's
It was a do
awful.
not finish. Yeah.
It's awful. Yeah, and you just are emotionally, and there's no happy endings, and you're just emotionally punished the whole time. Like we need to talk about Kevin Ensign, the son being a school shooter. Like it's the worst. Anyway,
On the lighter fare, we watched
speaking
again
of things
10,
broken,
10 years behind. We watched Logan Lucky, which was have you seen
that's
it?
on my list. I've never watched it, but it's on my
It's
list to
fun.
watch.
It's 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 like if Ocean's 11 was in Kentucky, except it is by Steven Soderbergh, which is
Yeah,
weird. So, he's referencing himself all the
yeah,
way there. In fact, at one point, somebody calls their plan Ocean 711.
that's hysterical.
Uh,
And it's Daniel Craig being like very not Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig having a blast, but
Yeah,
Channing Tatum doing a really nice job of the like sad sack, like the guy who was a football player and now is a nobody, and like
fascinating.
the set of his shoulders and everything. And then Adam Driver doing this phenomenal Southern, not just a Southern accent, but the whole, like, the Southern guy with the sort of high melodious voice. There's a
Yeah,
certain kind of Southern, it just it was well done.
that's really funny. Yeah,
It was predictable and such, but
yeah, yeah. It's so hard right now. I think because I was listening to these guys on this podcast called Panic World. They had Hank Green on recently, and they were talking about the internet, and like Panic World's about the internet and what it does to our world. And they were talking about how there is no more thing that everybody does or thing that everybody watches. We are now permanently fractured, and that there is no more like this is the time that you watch this, or this is the like everybody's discovering everything all the time. And they were also talking about just the like overwhelming amount of story that's in the world. That's just like so much you can grab onto and digest.
200 books a year by
200
one
books a year,
author.
baby. All
Yeah.
romance. All the same romance genre. I did laugh at that, going back to that New York Times article. I did laugh that she was like, yeah, the hard thing is like trying to get AI to write sex scenes in creative places. She's like in a wine vat. Like, yeah, it's just like this is a really weird article. Anyway,
I'm
um,
sure I'm not the first person to think of this, but every time someone says Claude, I think CLOD, and it seems more and more fitting.
it's really funny. I hadn't thought of that before. That's really good.
I hadn't,
Um,
because when you see it, it's spelled so differently that you don't
yeah.
make that connection. But yeah, Claude.
Okay, so we've talked about what questions have we covered? Do you
Uh,
what
we
issues or problems are you struggling with? You
uh
personally,
no, well, as an editor, we already
as an editor.
talked about
We
like
talked about it as an
this
editor.
new, yeah, because I think it's a whole new service industry of keep your eye out for what sounds like
Yeah.
AI.
Let me fix
If
your
the
AI
person
bug.
cares.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I've just put in notes. I haven't talked to him yet, but like, if you care, this section sounds like AI.
yeah.
Um, and the thing is, his book is so much better than his previous books. Part of it is he's doing a more emotional and more personal book than he's done before.
Okay.
And so he's really poured his heart into it. So that's part of it. But also, I think somebody's doctoring his prose, somebody who is
Yeah,
not a real
somebody's helping
person.
this for us. Yeah,
Somebody's not a real
yeah,
person.
yeah.
Yeah, we did good stories. We did broken stories. Um, my issue is always the same, which is dividing up my life. But I've had a really productive January and February from a writing point. So that's what I'm leaning into right now.
That's great.
I always picture it as like different pillars or like a bar chart where one you're trying to get them all up, but you can't.
Yeah,
And I've removed the bookstore, which was a pillar that used to, suck up all my time, but I still
yeah.
have the parenting one, the writing one,
Hmm.
the editing one, and then the like procrastination one, which is really hard to beat.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and again, our compatriot Holly, who was like, "Yeah, I did 350,000 words last year," it just really got me going. And now I'm failing for February because I'm in revisions, and
Mm,
so I'm adding like 100 words a day, not
yeah,
not a
not a
thousand words a
thousand.
day.
Yeah,
But of course, I'm thinking just to beat myself up. I'm like, I could be doing 1,000 words a day if I were working on book 3 in the morning while I'm editing book 2 in the after, later.
yeah,
But
yeah,
that's another hour that
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have, or I could split it. Like I write for half an hour, then edit for half an hour. But I actually have to get the editing done because I want to get these books out like
Yeah.
April, aiming for like April, June, August
Yeah.
for 3 books.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
uh,
interesting.
there's always some time pressure. I'm not going to write 200 a year, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I use AI for, especially this close to done. I had a great time both with Notebook LM and with Chat uploading all but the denouement
Yeah.
and saying, "Who do you think did it?
Did it get it?
What were the clues? What was your second guess?" Notebook LM got it in both book 1 and book 2, and Chat didn't get it in either one. Uh,
Poor chat.
poor Chat.
Oh, poor chat. That's really
Um,
funny.
but it was useful because I was like, "What were the clues?" and such, and it helped me on revisions to go back and add some extra stuff in,
Okay.
some extra clues, or take some stuff out, or whatever. So,
Nice.
and then the other sort of my personal writing that I've come to recognize is I don't use metaphors or similes when I write, when I draft.
Oh, interesting.
So it's on my list, that and sensory perception, right? So
Yeah.
I have a little cheat sheet when I'm going back through of, you know, add metaphor, add smell, touch, sound. And
Yeah.
for each chapter, I make sure I put something in because I'm just very visual in my narrative writing. Um,
Yeah.
just the way my brain works, I guess. And I just, write what the people do and what they say. And it doesn't, I don't write that they said it like a, violin wafting
Yeah.
above the orchestra, but I like those things in a book. So expect when they're good.
Yeah. When they're
So I'm
good.
just,
That's the
I'm just,
catch.
yeah, I'm
When
just
they're
trying to put
good.
like one in per
Yeah.
chapter, one or two.
Yeah.
And it's good that I recognize that. Just like the last book I wrote that I didn't recognize until I used pro writing. One thing pro writing I was super good for was word repetition.
Yeah.
Woo! The
It was good.
thens and the just.
It would
Like
find so many of them. Yeah.
like you have 500 uses of the word just.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back through
700
and
uses of the word now.
yeah. Well, I'm pretty good at not having the like suddenly, or
Yeah. Then, yeah.
the main culprits, but there's other ones that yeah. So and I do, fun little things like, just like character voice, I make sure people have their own favorite swear and that kind of
Yeah.
thing. But I really run out of setisms. I know some people are like, all you need is said, but I don't like that. Um, and then I'm always trying to think of extra
What else
ones.
to
You know what
do?
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a scene where you've got, especially I've got some big cast scenes in this because it's
Yeah.
it's a cozy mystery. You got to have
You got to have everybody in a room. Yeah.
everybody in a room.
Yeah. You got to have the fun and games time where they're all like, everybody's talking at once. Yeah.
Other thing, again, nobody's listening to this, so they're
What
not
are you
going to give
talking
me a
about?
hard time.
Everybody's
Not gonna
listening
give me
to
a hard
this.
time, but chasing tropes, the character has a golden retriever, and I have to write at the beginning of each chat. When I was drafting, I was write add dog because you forget the pet just disappears.
Yeah. You're like, well, he's not talking. So like,
Right,
what are you
he's
doing?
just gone. Where is he?
Yeah.
What is he doing? He's
Yeah.
gone. So
Yeah.
mostly it's just she's sticking her nose in people's
Letting him
crotches and
wander off. Yeah. Yeah.
um yeah. I mean, she solves some plot points too, which is great. But
Putting her in the corner, taking a nap all
she
the time. Yeah.
but big capital letters. Insert pets.
Insert pet here.
Because there's a
That's really
cat.
funny.
There's a cat in the bookstore, and the main character owns a dog. So
That's hysterical. I love that.
you finished Nerds.
Not yet.
What?
I finished the giant climax.
Oh,
JP and I are both slow on it. He's got, I mean, he's, funding his life with his cozy queer fantasy, which is more important than
yeah.
our fun side project of Nerds that doesn't really make any money. So, I finished the giant climax. I have like 3 wrap-up chapters to write. He hasn't edited the giant climax though, so I'm a little nervous to write the next scenes because it's like if he doesn't like how I ended things, the
Right.
next scenes aren't going to help.
You're gonna have to
So,
write them over.
yeah, so but I'm also just kind of out of time right now. It's been great. I joined the TikToks and I started doing like 5 to 7 minute advice videos.
Wow,
And
that's great.
people really like them. People seem to enjoy them, which is shocking to me. I'm like, really? Me just talking into a camera for 5 minutes, you guys like? But they seem to, and I've gotten a lot of clients from TikTok, and they're so fascinating because they are desperate to learn
Mhm.
and really, really hungry. And so far, all of them have gotten really bad advice on how to write and like how to write fiction and how to create the story they want to create. And so
Huh.
our
Where are they getting that advice?
TikTok, um, and writing coaches on TikTok. And so far for every single one, the first session, because they're all buying 4-pack sessions with me, like 4-pack coaching sessions.
Mhm.
And the first session is always like, hey, like, let's just slow down, like breathe. And l- let me just say, there are no rules. The rule that person told you is not a rule, it's a preference. There are no rules. And so and then you just see this like wash of relief come over their face, like, oh my gosh, because I've been trying to do this thing. It's really hard to follow this rule. This person gave me of no dialogue tags, or this rule,
Right.
this person gave me of never less than three people in a scene, or this rule. And I'm like, there are no rules. Like, stop with these rules. There are no rules. But yeah, but it's great. I've had so many coaching clients. Um, I've had one every night for at least the last 4 weeks.
Wow.
So
Well,
I
that's
haven't,
working.
yeah, it's nice. I haven't really had time to dive into fiction because I'm either editing or I've got a, well, in this, I've been writing the next dialogue doctor book and I thought I had it finished, but I keep coming up with more things to put in it. So I taught the engineering emotion masterclass, which is what the book is.
Mhm.
And as I was teaching, I was like, oh, I need to add all this stuff to the book. And so I started adding that. And then as I work, I'm like, oh, I should talk about this too. And I should talk about this too. And I should talk about this too. So I keep pushing back the publication. It was supposed to come out
March.
February 15th, and then it was
Oh,
supposed to come out March 1st. And now it's like March 18th because I'm like, I need another week to like write this section on this thing. So I just, but that's where all my time's going right now. I really am missing fiction and I'm really missing, I need to finish Nerds and I need to get back into screenplays. I've got one that I'm like half finished with that I think about all the time. And I really just need to finish it. Yeah, anyway, that's and then I'm planning the conference for August. So that's also taking a lot of time because I'm hunting speakers and being very selective, which means I have to watch all the talks they've given and
yeah.
read their books. And I don't have to, but I am. I'm like, how many talks can I see that this person gave? And is this somebody I actually want to learn from? Because the conference is actually just becoming like, who does Jeff want to hear talk?
Yeah,
So
that's the best part about it.
that's I get to throw my conference. I get to do what I want to do. So anyway, that's
People would be like, "Why are we making balloon animals right now?" Because I love them.
yeah. And I'm talking like I'm tired. I'm not. I actually really am happy and loving what I'm doing right now. I wish I could get into my fiction, but that's just not the priority this month. So
I am into my fiction and I'm loving it, but I'm like feeling the steamroller coming behind me of
mhm.
work that needs to be done. When my
Yeah.
wife's like, "So, are you getting a paycheck this month?" I'm like, "Yep, yes I am. Yes I am."
Define
I
paycheck.
I I have the work. It's
Yeah.
in front of me.
I
I
just
gotta
gotta do
do
it.
it.
I just gotta do it. Yeah.
But like, and what I've really given up this February and January and February that's allowed me to make this headway is like the health stuff that I was on, right? Like I was
Yeah.
going to the gym an hour 4 times a week
Yeah.
or whatever. And like, so, ugh.
Yeah, when I
Oh,
faced job instability in September, I lost all of my health regimens and I've gained like 30 pounds since September. And so just recently I kind of like got a hold of myself. I was like, all right, what in the world did
it
I let
snowballs
happen?
so bad
It snowballed
because
so
once,
bad.
which is something
Yeah.
I learned, about just about blood glucose. Like once you start eating during the day, you just want to keep
Yeah, you just can't
eating.
stop.
And if bad night of sleep, you wake up, you crave bad food,
Yeah.
and which gives you worse sleep. And it's just like all these like bad loops that you have to really purge.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Well, I was applying for a ton of jobs and that really made me sad. And because it made me sad, I wanted to eat. As Jim Gaffigan says, I wanted to shove food in the food hole until the feelings went away. And so I just let myself do that for like 3 months and it was really bad. And so,
Well, it's also the holidays. It makes it easier too because there's
oh
food
yeah, because
everywhere.
there's food everywhere. But I've finally gotten control of it. And it is funny. I am still employed full time in a day job, which is great. But it's sometimes like the last 2 weeks we've been doing a video shoot, which is one of those things that I love. I love that I get to like write stuff and then an actor shows up and brings that to life. It's very cool. Um,
Yeah.
it's a huge privilege. It's also 9 hour days for 2 weeks, and so I'm coming home and I'm like, all right, I've got dinner with the family and then I've got to come to the basement and do a session with a writer, and then I've got to get up at 5 and edit the next writer, and then do a session that night with the writer, and go to the day job for 9 hours. And like it's been a crazy kind of 2.5 weeks. But I think we're about to turn the project in, so it's settling down. It's calming down a little bit.
I'm much better at getting the exercise than I am at controlling the food. So that makes it harder because the exercise takes time.
Yeah,
Whereas controlling the food doesn't take time. I'm just bad
yeah,
at it. And I do things like, well, you know, I will stop eating these as soon as they're gone because I got to get them out of the house.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
somebody just brings in something else that needs to get out of the house.
I'm
And my
also,
kids won't finish food.
yeah.
And I am I am I don't know what they do down there in Baltimore, but up here you do not waste food.
No,
So like,
I
oh,
grew up
get
where like
me
you don't waste food. Yeah,
yeah. So oh, get me bagels. So I get a thing of 6 bagels and they eat two. And I'm like, who's gonna eat these other 4 bagels? Like, yeah, I'm kind of off bagels. And it's like, I don't care, eat the bagels. And like they're still not there. And I mean they're still not eating, they're still not eating. Guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna eat the bagels.
yeah, yeah. It's a weird, like, I don't know if your kids are this way. I think it might be a Gen Z, Gen Alpha thing, but like my children don't have the same food hangups that I did when I was their age, or that I have now. Like they have
Hang-ups.
no problem like not craving sweets or not
Oh
craving.
no, my kids eat junk.
Oh, okay. My
Oh,
kids just
carbs.
won't. They just won't eat junk. Maybe it's
One
because they're
is
looking at their father and they're like, I don't want to do that.
one is all carbs. Your kids are all also more athletic than mine.
They are, yeah.
Um,
All my kids are like obsessed with
yeah,
the
and mine
sport.
aren't. So one is
Yeah.
all carbs and the other is all sugar.
Yeah. By the way, just speaking about things that we're thankful for in life, thank God that basketball is ending. My 16-year-old, I'm so proud of him. He got cut from the basketball team last year.
I
He
remember.
worked incredibly hard this year, played every day, and he made the JV basketball team this year. But damn it, that's like 4 hours a week that I have to go sit at a JV basketball game. There's 3 games a week. I've
Yeah,
told him, I was like, dude, I can only come to two of them. Maybe. Like I can't get to all three. And sometimes I'll only get to one a week. But it is like 2 hours. Every game's like 2 hours of your life. And so it's just like I'm there to support him. I'm really proud of him. And I'm really, really glad that they're over. They just ended
yeah.
last week.
The
I'm so
volume.
glad.
I mean, my dad loves sports, and it's like football is once a week, and then the Celtics is every other night.
Every other night. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. But I'm glad. I'm really happy to have that time back because now I'm like, okay, I can hang out with the family. I can like get everybody doing their homework and like everybody off to their areas, and then I can just sit at the kitchen table and actually work on things at night. Whereas before I was, driving to Pikesville to see the JV basketball game at Pikesville High School. Anyway,
My my thing again, I got some good audiobook done. Was my 14-year-old, now 15-year-old, wanted their room remodeled for their birthday, so
oh,
took a room from dark blue to a off white, which was
not easy to do. You might as well just rip out all that drywall,
sucks so
man.
bad. Yeah, not drywall, buddy. It's plaster.
Oh no, even
Yeah,
worse.
I know because it's not.
Yeah,
It's not. It's so porous. You have to really.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it looks great, and she was
Nice.
right. It looks better.
That's really funny.
They had a California boho style that she was going for.
Okay. Look at you, Mr. Dad. That's
There's
awesome.
one thing. There's one thing left, which is a vanity that's coming, from the internet, and so it's going to be in like 800 pieces. Just,
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, please
yeah.
allow 10 days for me to put this together.
To assemble this nonsense. Oh man. Yeah. All right. Is there anything
Yeah,
we
that
didn't
was
cover?
great.
Anything
No,
else we
see,
need to
we
talk about?
covered all the
We
questions
covered all the
without
questions.
actually going like number one.
Yeah.
We got them
Yeah,
all.
yeah. And it's better.
And it's an hour. It's great. It's
Yeah, we did
perfect.
good. All right. Where can people find your editing services?
Authorhelp.net.
Nice.
I know. I don't still don't know how I scored that. And I do like new clients, and I tend to specialize in first time authors. I really prefer fiction, but the nonfiction just finds my way because a lot of first time authors are retirees who want to write
Got
their
wisdom to share,
memoir.
man.
Yep.
Got stuff to share.
So like you were saying, when people come to you and they're like had wrong information or whatever,
Hmm.
so I sort of focus on people who don't quite know how to get the book done and then don't know what to do with it afterwards. So,
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, check me out. Thanks.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna hit stop and we can chat a little bit more.
Okay.
That was my conversation with Tom Holbrook. He's incredible, and I love talking to him. So I hope that it inspired some of your work, made you think about some things, made you think about your future, maybe made you think about your past, made you think about your present, made you think about something. I don't know. Hopefully it helped, or gave you encouragement, or excited you, or something. All right, that is it for this week. Don't forget to come to patreon.com/Jeff Elkins and join the community. We would love to have you. It's a fantastic time. And I will be back next week with a session. Have a great day, everybody. Go get those words on the page.